Today, I'm back in the office. I'm going to go over a few things with you if you're wondering, okay, what kind of neighborhoods am I looking at here in the Tampa Bay area? Where do I want to be? What's the income range in some of these neighborhoods? What can I buy? How much is it going to cost me? I'm going to show you on the map some of these things so it'll make a little bit more sense. Before I go any further, don't forget to hit the bell for notifications when I put out new content. Subscribe to the channel, and if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in the Tampa Bay area or all points north and south of that, shoot me a text, give me a ring, shoot me an email. Myself and my team will be happy to sit down with you and go over that. So, without further ado, let's get to it. We're going to go to the maps and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we are looking at a map of the Tampa Bay area. And I figured this would be the easiest way to start. It's simple to see. So let's zoom in a little bit, and this is downtown Tampa, South Tampa, Davis Island, Harbor Island. This is within the city of Tampa, the Tampa city limits. Most of your wealthier communities are going to be down here in South Tampa. Places like Parkland Estates, Virginia Park, Beach Park. All of this is right within this South Tampa area. Places like Hyde Park Village, lots of little shops and tons of restaurants. Everything that you could possibly want to do is located in this area of South Tampa. What's the drawback to that? Well, there's a lot of traffic. If you're in South Tampa during rush hour, the traffic moves. That's the upside, but it's going to take you a while to get out. You know, whether you're getting on the interstate and going up north, or going across one of the bridges to Clearwater or St. Petersburg, your drive home is going to take you a minute. But anyway, very, very affluent neighborhoods down this way. You've also got MacDill Air Force Base is in South Tampa, and so that's what we've got down in the lower South Tampa part of town. Across the bridges, you've got St. Petersburg and Clearwater. They all have their own neighborhoods, and I will show you here on a different map some of that. As we go north, you've got Carrollwood, Citrus Park, West Chase, Town and Country. All of this really nice neighborhoods for the most part. The closer you get to the interstate, the more it gets to be, you know, more middle income kind of areas. The further out you get, more into the suburbs, obviously the more expensive it gets. And on the east side of town, you've got most of the east side of town is middle, lower income, and more meat and potatoes kind of houses over that way. When you get north, you've got Wesley Chapel, Land O'Lakes, Odessa, places like Cheval. These are all high-end suburbs. So let's take a look at some of this just to sort of prove the point. This is an income map, and the green areas are high income, the yellows are average, and the reds are low. And if we look at this map here, as I was telling you, here's downtown Tampa. Let's see if we can get this to come in a little clearer somehow. It gets worse. And there we go. All right, so here's downtown Tampa, and here's this whole South Tampa area. All of it's in green. Harbor Island, all of this is high income area. We go up the road a little ways, and as you see, when we get out into the suburbs, it all turns green. A lot of this is average, and again, this is income. This has nothing to do with housing prices. This is all income. On the east side of the city, middle and lower income. When you get up into the suburbs, New Tampa, Wesley Chapel, Land O'Lakes, this is all predominantly higher income. So that gives you an idea as to, you know, where we're looking. When you go over to Pinellas County, here's St. Pete, here's Clearwater. Obviously, all this along the beach is going to be mostly green areas. All along in Indian Rocks Beach, Treasure Island, this is all going to be green areas. Green areas on the water here off of St. And as we come up a little north, Dunedin, Palm Harbor, a lot of green area in Palm Harbor, a lot of green area in Oldsmar. And up a little further, Newport Richey, Hudson, Spring Hill, predominantly average and lower income areas. And you're going to see this reflected in the prices of the house when we look at that. So, as we look at these maps in general, Tampa Bay area, from Spring Hill, Brooksville, Dade City, all of this, all the way down as far as Apollo Beach, Sun City Center, that's the areas that we're talking about. So this will give you an idea. When people are talking about, I live in Tampa Bay, that doesn't mean they live right in the city. It could be anywhere in this area. Now, when we go to the housing prices, this is the criteria that I've put in. Average price, the price point between $250,000 and $350,000. Is there going to be anything that shows up? Yes, there is, but you're going to see what parts of town it's in. This is for single-family house with no special sales provision. It's not up for auction. It's not a bank-owned property, anything like that. So this is going to show us everything in the Tampa Bay area that's for sale between $250,000 and $350,000. So remember that South Tampa, pretty affluent neighborhoods. I'm surprised actually there's 4 places for sale down there in that price range, but there are 4, but that's it. We go up a little further, you notice where I was showing you on the income map, Carrollwood, Northdale, Citrus Park, all of this is middle upper income. All of this is middle lower income. You see there's a lot more houses over here for sale. We'll zoom in a little bit, and there they are. And what do we have on this side of the interstate? A good handful near the interstate. Remember I told you when you get near the interstate, it changes a little bit. And when you get out here, virtually nothing in that price range. So this gives you a good idea of house prices, incomes, things like that. We come up into the suburbs, New Tampa, Wesley Chapel, there's one lone property, 2, 3, 4 or 5 properties in this entire area. In this price range, $250,000 to $350,000. We get to Zephyr Hills, and there's a lot more. So it just shows you there's some pretty clear lines as to neighborhoods and what's available and what price ranges. You come over towards the other end of Pasco County, and what do we see? This is Newport Richey, Hudson. Up a little further is Spring Hill. I can get this to go. We'll take a look. There we go. Spring Hill, Newport Richey, Port Richey, Hudson. Plenty of properties for sale in that price range. But here's Spring Hill, Brooksville, Ridge Manor, Dade City, all of these places, Newport Richey. It's not that far from Tampa. I live in Newport Richey. It takes me 45 minutes to get to Tampa on a good day. If I'm going in rush hour, that's a different story. It's more like an hour. If you're coming from places like Land O'Lakes and Wesley Chapel, you're 30 minutes down the road. It's a lot more convenient, and it's a lot more expensive. So that's kind of the way that goes. And this has come back up. So what I want to do here, so you see how the properties go at the $250,000 to $350,000 range. Let's see what happens if we change this. Let's make this $350,000 to $550,000. And again, I put in your basic 3 bedrooms plus, 2 bedrooms plus, same parameters, no special finding, no special sales, and single family homes. Let's see what comes up. Okay, now, before, we've still got properties on this side of the interstate, but now we've got properties on this side of the interstate as well. A lot more evened out. Look at the numbers, 26, 32. There's 150 properties right in this area, roughly. Plenty still in this area. What do we got in South Tampa now? Now we've got 43 properties down here, as before we had nothing. Here's your really affluent area. Still nothing in there. Virginia Park, Palmacia, Hyde Park, Beach Park. Not much showing up still, but we do have houses in South Tampa now available. So it very much depends on your price range and where exactly you want to live in proximity, convenience-wise, and to the beach is also going to matter. when we get into these higher price ranges now, Pinellas County is filled up with all kind of houses for sale. But you get close to the beach, not as many. And there's not much of anything showing on the beach. Those are going to be expensive. But, you know, as a general rule, just looking at the map as a whole, you know, if you're coming with 250, and it's really more like 300, but 250 to 500, if you're somewhere in that price range, we can find you a house somewhere in the Tampa Bay area. All these neighborhoods have their pros and cons, traffic-wise, what's available, you know, and those are things that we can talk about, you know, when I meet you or sit down with you. But there you have it. That's a pretty broad overview of what's going on in the Tampa Bay area. There's so many neighborhoods to choose from, and the odd part about Florida in general, not just the Tampa Bay area, is you can be in a neighborhood that's very affluent, and you're like driving around like, wow, look at these houses, and you'll go a couple blocks and things will change. You'll be like, well, what happened? Now all of a sudden the houses are you know, maybe not quite as nice, and things don't look quite the same, and you're like, well, what happened? And you drive a couple more blocks, and all of a sudden, well, wow, now it's great again. So you need an agent that knows the turf, is what I'm getting at. Because if you don't know where you're going or what you're doing, things can get, you know, interesting. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. We'll see you guys on the next one.